So Lightyear have just introduced their stocks and shares ISAs for UK customers. So in this video, I'm going to take a really quick look at this new offering. So as you can see, here is my Lightyear account. I've actually held this for quite a bit now. As you can see, since October of 2022, so over 2 years now. However, it was never my main investing account as they didn't offer, back then anyway, a stocks and shares ISA. Now, if I click this button over here, you can see that they now offer a cash ISA, which currently pays an interest rate of 4.75% as an annual equivalent rate. And they also have a stocks and shares ISA, which we're going to go into right now. So as you can see, the highlights of Lightyear are that they don't charge for ETFs, something, that really attracts me to the platform. And potentially I might use them as my next tax year's stocks and shares ISA, as I'm looking for a new platform. When investing into these ETFs, it is important to note that other fees can apply. For example, every ETF has an ongoing charge, which is basically the price of doing business. Now, this ongoing charge will differ from fund to fund. Also, if the ETF is in a different currency, for example, United States dollar, then there could be a foreign exchange fee on top of that. This ISA is also a flexible ISA, meaning you can withdraw a certain amount, and as long as you put it back within the same tax year, that won't affect your stocks and shares ISA allowance. They also have this feature called vaults, which you can get up to 4.85% currently as an annual equivalent rate. So Lightyear UK is covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. So here are the fees at a glance. There is a foreign exchange fee of 0.35%. If you are trading US stocks, there will be a fee of 0.1% with a $1 max and a minimum of 10 cents. For me personally, I won't be getting into individual US stocks here, as you can get a lot cheaper elsewhere. For UK stocks currently, there is a minimum £1 fee. Again, I won't be using for UK or US individual stocks, but just looking at their ETF offering. So I'm going to press continue here. So here it says your tax-free investing journey starts now. Your ISA is open and ready to be used. So here is my stocks and shares ISA. What I've liked about Lightyear for the longest time is that their user interface is very, very clean. As you can see, a little graphic here that's moving to show basically that I have £0 in my stocks and shares ISA. Currently, I have maxed out my stocks and shares ISA allowance, and I'm still debating where my next stocks and shares ISA will be, and if this actually ticks some of my boxes. For me, I want a stocks and shares ISA that has basically zero fees when it comes to at least ETFs. So ETFs that are denominated in pounds, there shouldn't be any fees, no trading fees, no extra commission and things like that. What I mean by this is that Lightyear doesn't have a specific platform fee if you are investing into just ETFs. There is no specific commission to be paid to Lightyear. But like I said before, there could be other fees such as FX fees and fund manager fees. If you would like to sign up to Lightyear and receive a $10 free fractional US share in your general investment account, all you have to do is to use the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, you can always use my promo code JUBAIR. All you have to do is to go into the settings menu here, go into the promotions section, and over here where it says add a promo code, just use my code JUBAIR. But of course, when you're investing, your capital is at risk. So as you can see in this stocks and shares ISA, there are 3 value numbers here: the amount of cash that you hold, and vaults, which is a separate feature. So from your cash, you can transfer money into Lightyear vaults. As you can see, currently you can get up to 4.85% as an annual equivalent rate. And this will be in money market funds, which of course are classed as investments, so your capital will be at risk. The best part about it is that it is instant withdrawal to your Lightyear cash. Interest is earned daily, but is paid monthly. Of course, this is a variable rate, as the rates can change as they are put into money market funds. A great part about it is there are no minimums or maximums that you can put into your Lightyear vault. Of course, you have to have a certain amount of cash in your stocks and shares ISA first. And if you want to find out more about the fund details that your money will be put into, if you put it into Lightyear vaults, you can check it out there. Now, when you do make an investment, your investment value will be here. Of course, right now I can't show you anything as I have maxed out my stocks and shares ISA. I'll quickly go back into the general investment account later just to show you what the user interface looks like. But the main part for me to consider consider Lightyear as my next tax year's ISA will be to see what kind of ETFs they offer. If I click the magnifying glass over here, we can go into the explore section. Under funds, there is a section called all ETFs. Now over here is a selection of their ETFs. Currently they have over 200. I am sure this will increase as it becomes more popular, but we do have things like the EQQQ. So one thing to note currently is that there are no fractional shares, which could be a big problem, and for me is a barrier to entry for this to be my stocks and shares ISA. However, I have spoke to them and they said that fractional shares will be coming very soon, so I will be waiting for that feature to come. I think more competition in this space is a good thing. I tend to prefer platforms that have quick execution, and I know from previous experience that Lightyear has quick execution, unlike some other platforms that I've used that have very slow execution. For me, that makes all the difference, because when it comes to selling, eventually you'll have to sell. With certain platforms such as Vanguard, you don't have control over what price you're going to get. Now, as you can see, this fund is non-fractional, and to buy one share, you will need at least £429. They also have other funds, for example, from iShares. We have the iShares AEX. They have the iShares FTSE 100. Again, with Lightyear, I love the user interface. It has the today's highs and lows easily to be seen. You can also drag your finger here, and the user interface is just one of the best that I've seen. You can also see the 1 day performance, 1 week, 1 month. What I really like about that is that they always give you the highs and lows, and if you drag, it will tell you the percentage, stuff that is missing from other platforms in my opinion. They also have fund highlights here. For example, you can see the total expense ratio very clearly. You can compare it with other ETFs. You can see the 5-year annualized return, the type of income you get, whether it's distributing or accumulating in terms of dividends. You also see stuff like the fund size here, the dividend yield, and the top holdings, and even a very nice, beautiful regional breakdown. Since making a video on Lightyear, I think it was a while ago now, they definitely have improved quite a bit with the user interface, adding key information to their ETFs. However, for me, I would be very interested in investing in the S&P 500 or a FTSE All-World fund. Here you can see the iShares Core S&P 500, but the problem that I run into straight away is that these ETFs are very expensive, so you're going to need a spare £550-ish in order to even get one share. Any other cash that you have in your account basically isn't invested unless you put it into Lightyear vaults or something like that. We have the very famous Vanguard S&P 500 here, the VUSA and the VUAG. If I was going to use Lightyear, I would probably just invest into this, but again, I can't really recommend it without fractional shares. £93 just to buy one share, and the rest of the cash does nothing. So these are all the funds in Great British pounds, and then if I scroll down, the rest are in other currencies, for example euros, and some maybe in dollars. Currently, the selection of ETFs, especially pound denominated, isn't the best. I would love to see something like the GSPX, where per share it's around £10, so it's very easy to buy multiple shares in them, even if they are not offering fractional shares. Over here, you can transfer your ISAs to Lightyear if you wanted to. So I'm just going to quickly go over to the GIA. Now, one thing to note is that there will be differences between the general investment account and the stocks and shares ISA. This is because of UK law. For example, you can only really hold pounds in your stocks and shares ISA, but in the general investment account, you can hold other currencies. So this is my general investment account portfolio over the past year. As you can see, there has been quite a bit of movement. This is what your graph would look like if you had an investment. Here is where your cash will be. Any money in your vaults will be here, and your investments will show up here. This is the one investment I have in AMD. As you can see, US stocks here can be fractional. Like I said before, what I really like about Lightyear is that they give you the maximums and minimums within that time period, so it's very easy to see that. If you wanted to, you can even switch to candlesticks, which are only available on US stocks. And it's really easy to manage your portfolio and your stocks. For example, with AMD, I am down by 25.53%, and that is a loss of $6.63. So outside of the stocks and shares ISA, you can keep your money in different currencies, but because of UK law, in the stocks and shares ISA, it is just pounds. So the rates, pricing, and ETF selection shown in this video are correct as of the 21st of January 2025. If you're watching this later, they might change. Please always refer to the Lightyear's website for the most up-to-date information. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next video.